represent the Bonnier concern, which operates in 25 different countries on all media channels, TV, newspapers, books, magazines. It employs 11,000 people, and we still invest a lot of money in the print media, even though we also do a lot of research on the future of print, which is obviously to magazines basically the iPad and the e-reader device. So Bonnier was one of the first publishing houses to establish its own platform for digital magazines, and it launched its first magazine on iPad at the same day iPad was for sale. And Popular Science, which was our first iPad launch, has done really well, and actually Steve Jobs himself called Bonnier's iPad launch the King of the Hill. So our R&D director Sara Örval, who has been living in San Francisco for half a year, has worked on the digital magazine project and has had really good results. So it's a platform for all of, I guess, hundreds of Bonnier magazines who can use the same platform once the e-reader will be like sold in Europe, for example. So that's something. We prepare for the future, but we also invest in paper. And my task at Bonnier in Finland is to launch new magazines, one every year. And so far, after 3 years, I have launched 3 new magazines, and they've all done really well. Our first launch, Olivia, is now the fastest growing magazine in Finland in readerships. And it's quite well done, since Finland has the most magazines in the world per capita, which on the other side, it means that Finns still read a lot. There's a lot of competition, but there's a lot of reading. And the reason why we have succeeded is that we were able to sort of hit a target group in a rising trend and sort of tailor-made a concept for them, a brand that they could identify with. And we had a tool in that concept making that was sort of actually based on very traditional feature writing journalism and sort of quality skills in tone of voice and visuals and stuff like that. But once we launched the magazine, we immediately split the brand to different channels. So I think that one of the important strategies in the future for the paper publications to continue existing on paper is to have a great brand, have a great audience that connects to the brand and forms a community, exist in different platforms and make profit out of those. Like, we do a lot of events profitably under the brand of Olivia, for example. So you have to be clever in your strategies. You have to act differently than the market has always acted. And for us, it was easy because we started from zero 3 years ago. We could sort of like reinvent the magazine industry. So as a challenger, it's really a lot easier than just defending the old industry that's falling apart. Well, I think it's important to be creative on the business model side. Like, journalists are asking the questions from themselves, but I think there should be an innovative approach also to the commercial part. The salespeople have to be creative too, and what we have succeeded with our magazines, as well as we succeed with the concept and the audience and the connection, then it's as important to succeed with coming up creative cooperations with the advertisers. And that does not mean at all that they would interfere with the journalism, but for example, they can partner in an event we do. And what our strategy is to cooperate with the advertisers in creative ways that sort of go well with the brand. So there should be multiple business models, there should be many experiments, there should be many overlapping business models. I think the problem of the news media industry is that it did so well for so long with that one business model, and then when it collapsed, there were no alternative small models to start up with. So I think there will be in the news world, there will be many sort of tryouts, there will be many small individual cases. There's no big story, there's no one solution anymore. Everyone has to find the solution for themselves. with magazines, it's a bit different than for example, news media. We started up, the idea of the magazine came from the audience. The idea was a target group. So we actually researched the target group and what do they want for a year before we launched the concept. So it emerged from women wanting something else, and we wanted to build a strong online community from the first issue on around the magazine or the magazines we launched. Like Olivia has now 10,000 women every month online answering our questions and giving us ideas and feedback, also answering the questions of our advertisers. So they want to help the magazine for free. And since the community is very sort of proactive, the net site is built around blogs and blog communities around the blogs, you know. So it's a living relationship, and that I think is the strength of a magazine, because it's a brand and it's easier to have an emotional connection to a brand than just a news media or news title. You know, a brand carries values and it carries emotions, and it's a tribe you want to belong to. So yeah, the relationship between the reader and the brand is crucial.